Well, it was chaos tonight in one South Side neighborhood after neighbors say they caught a group of burglars red-handed.
That's right. Some residents in the Corpus Christi Country Club neighborhood on the south side of town reportedly teamed up with a mail carrier to take the thieves down. Our Taylor Alanese spoke with some of those residents this evening and has the details on this top story. Taylor?
Joe, Mac, neighbors tell me they believe the people arrested this evening are responsible for several burglaries in the area these past few weeks and attribute their capture to, well, teamwork. It was a scary situation turned sigh of relief.
It was wonderful. I'm glad we caught them. Our neighborhood doesn't deserve this.
Residents on the 1800 block of Pebble Beach Drive say 5 burglars were arrested Monday afternoon. It all started around 2:30 when one neighbor saw a suspicious car by his house.
All of a sudden, 3 guys got out, but then they all proceeded to put on hoodies.
He walked a few feet around the corner and they were gone. After notifying his neighbors and police, he saw one of the 3 come out of the house across the street. The suspected thief said he was asking the owners if they had seen his dog.
Well, I asked him, I says, it takes 3 of you to go ask a couple if they've seen a dog. And he started running for the car over here.
Neighbors say a mailman nearby quickly drove his truck over to block the suspect from getting inside the car.
And the other 2 guys came running out with their arms loaded.
Another neighbor gets in her car and chases after the other 2 suspects. Sandy Hoot says her mailman was the real hero.
He tackled someone and was holding him down until the cops got there.
Neighbors say there was another car involved and police were able to find 2 additional suspects along with a gun.
It was a scary thing. My car has been broken into 4 times in the past month.
Residents say they often rely on each other to keep their neighborhood safe. And today, it paid off.
Eyeballs were really looking, and luckily we were able to get these guys off the street.
And I did reach out to CCPD for more information about what happened, but we have not received a call back. Joe, Mac.
All right, thank you.